guest, and he is taking a leading role as a freshman congressman, and that is Matt Cartwright of Pennsylvania, elected to be co-president of the 49th member freshman class of Democrats. He was also chosen to serve on the new Congressional Gun Violence Task Force. Congressman, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And I want to start right there on the heels of the Gun Violence Task Force and what we expect to hear from the president. Going to be asking you and your colleagues to ban assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition clips, most likely, mandating universal background checks for gun buyers. Do you support all of the ideas that have been floating around D.C. that we expect to hear from the president?
Well, first I want to say thanks for having me on, Thomas. I want you to know my son Jack is trying to figure out a way to permanently fix our television on MSNBC. But
so is my mother, by the way. So Jack and my mother should talk.
Well, look, I think we need to take, and this has been used in another context, I think we need to take an all-of-the-above approach. The truth is, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I don't know if it's insane, but it's dumb. And I think after Sandy Hook, we have to try something different. And when I say an all of the above approach, I mean not just looking at gun safety laws, but also addressing the culture of gun violence in this country, as well as looking at what we can do to address proper funding for mental health initiatives.
One thing, sir, though, that the president is likely to do is talk about a number of actions that he can do without Congress, so without your support, and that has certainly drawn the fire from the right, where Republican Congressman Steve Stockman of Texas is already vowing and throwing out the word impeachment at the president if he tries to enact gun control through executive order. Are you surprised by the intensity of bipartisanship, the bickering that you're seeing as an eyewitness in your freshman year so far?
Well, you know, Thomas, addressing the bickering and the hyper-partisanship, that has been something that I mean to do, and I've said that. In fact, my Republican counterpart, the president of the freshman Republicans, Congressman Luke Messer, in Indiana, and I have announced to the class that we intend to schedule get-togethers for all of the 84 freshman congressmen, so that we can start to address that bickering, that hyper-partisanship. You know, it was about 50 years ago this year that President John F. Kennedy said, let us not seek the Republican answer, let us not seek the Democratic answer, let's seek the right answer. And I think that still rings true 50 years later.
Do you think that the president should circumvent you and Congress on any type of gun control legislation and go with an executive order, or would you prefer to be able to go through it and come up with the right answer, as you point out?
Well, I was very honored to have been selected by Congressman Mike Thompson from California to serve on the Congressional Gun Violence Task Force, and we mean to hold hearings starting today on the very question, and we'll be looking into it and hearing from witnesses on all of those fronts, on all of the above methods of addressing the gun violence problem in this country. My preference, of course, would be to go through what we can accomplish in Congress before the president resorts to executive measures.
Democratic Congressman Matt Cartwright of Pennsylvania. Sir, thanks so much. We appreciate it, and we will hope that Jack figures out a way to lock in the television set right here from now on.
He's pretty clever. He might do it.
Congressman.